believe it. I believe it. Alright, y'all. Today we're gonna be talking about this career plan and stuff. Y'all need to do this first real quick. This is a big long 5, 10 pen. Gotta be a pen. What up, Pablo? Here you go, bro. You good? You got a preference in pen? Huh? It's really bad. Another minute or so to finish that up. wrapped up, we'll dive into this real quick. A few activities to do. I'll run through this PowerPoint, and we'll knock out these activities, and that'll be it. All right, so we're gonna talk about career planning concepts. Most of y'all are at about that age. Some of y'all are sophomores still, but I mean, y'all gotta start thinking, start planning about y'all's futures, all that good stuff. For all my seniors, how many are seniors? 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 3. You know, y'all's careers are starting 3 months, 4 months, depending. You know, you really gotta start thinking about it if you haven't. So our objectives for today: to understand the significance of career planning and its role for making informed life choices. You know, the career you choose is going to play with your life for the rest of your life. Your career, every day, you got to show up and do that. To define and differentiate between interests, talents, abilities, and skills. Some people think that they can do some things that they can't do. You got to know your talents, but it's also got to fall in your interest, all that good stuff. And then we'll get into it. So, career assessments. Choosing a career path. So this requires awareness. You got to know what you can do personally, values, interests, assessing strengths, weaknesses, needs, preferences. As far as strengths and weaknesses, obviously we know what that is. If you ain't good at something, it's probably going to make your job a lot harder. If you don't like doing your job, you're not going to enjoy doing your job. If you're not good at it, you ain't going to enjoy it. As far as preferences, you got to think about the type of stuff like hours. What do you prefer to do? Who do you prefer to work with? Do you prefer to work with adults? Do you prefer to work with kids? Do you want to be a teacher? It's all preferences. You got to think about that type of stuff. Career tests and assessments. I'm sure some of y'all have done that. You go online or whatever, fill out all the stuff. We're going to kind of do something like that. Not exactly. We'll dive into something that we'll dive into actual career paths later, but I'm sure some of y'all have done it. My seniors for sure. Y'all got to go do that. What's it called? I know what I'm talking about. The career compass or whatever, all that stuff. They talk about your future and all that fancy stuff. Same gist. So career testing, a lot of it does start in high school, but this can still be in college and after college. You know, people don't really, a lot of people on average don't set into their career till they're 25, 26. You know, they bounce around from job to job, seeing what they like. So, you know, start early, it says. They want you to start early. I say live your life as long as you can. You can work forever. Yeah, you do want to start getting your retirement. Some of us, though, we're not going to work jobs that have those benefits. So that's another preference. We got to think, do we want to work straight out of high school? Do we want to go to college? Falls into that preference category again. More on career testing, self-assessment, pretty much the same thing, knowing your ability, knowing what you're good at. Not all of us are good at the same stuff. That's all right, but not all of us are good at the same stuff. Career assessments, they can depend on where you're getting them done at, whether it's high school, college, if you're doing it online. As far as online, you have to be aware of the credibility of that site. Some of these sites are just nonsense and they're not going to give you good results. You got to do the research, just like the next bullet says. Talk to somebody else who might have used that site. Get credible sites so you can actually get results that mean something. On to the next. So career assessment, it does require serious thought. It's nothing you want to take like a joke. I mean, you ain't got to take it too serious. It's not that deep of a test, but you want to answer them truthfully. If you're just giving nonsense answers, blowing through it like you don't care, you're not going to get the real results. You got to be honest, give genuine answers, all that good stuff. It says be realistic about possessed traits. If y'all notice, it keeps bringing that up. You got to know what you're good at. You got to be realistic. I know some of us got very high dreams, and I love us to shoot for the stars, but some of us aren't going to be capable of what we think we're capable of. I'm not saying that's none of y'all, but it's very common. It's very common that people are delusional and they think they can do a lot of stuff that they are definitely not capable of doing. So the career assessments, it's not a direct roadmap for your perfect job. It's not just going to lay it out there for you and be like, this is what you need to do. It's simply a guide, it just provides you a little direction. Don't go do these assessments and be like, the assessment told me to do this is what I'm doing. Yeah, you can use the assessment as the idea, but you still need to dive in and explore these careers that you want to do. And we're going to work on that a little bit, diving into the careers that we like, seeing the good things, seeing the bad things. Talk to parents, teachers, counselors, friends, all that good stuff to see, ask questions. Choosing a career is a long-term decision. You want to ask questions. All right, so on to career planning. This is the process of setting goals and making informed decisions about an individual's future. Allow an individual to explore interests, talents, abilities, skills. Again, it brings up the talents and skills. It's non-stop that it brings it up. Career planning helps an individual to avoid impulsive decisions. When we're talking about our career, we don't want to make decisions off the jump, off impulse, off of just because they like it. It's something that matters. It's got to be a genuine thought. Has y'all's Wi-Fi been wacky today? It's been awful. It's terrible. So some factors to consider when choosing a career path: goals, interests and skills, talents and abilities, work-life balance, job outlook. We're going to dive into job outlook in a second. Work environment, amount of interaction. That's like amount of interaction with people. I kind of mentioned that earlier. Who you want to be interacting with. Compensation, that's a little bit of money. Your benefits, that's all your extras, all your insurances, all that good stuff. Education requirements. So we're going to dive into some of those. So goal setting. This is the process of defining specific measurable objectives to work towards. Effectively is a fundamental time management. Efficiently is a fundamental time strategy which helps an individual prioritize tasks. Right? Moving on. Helps prioritize efforts, measure process, track achievements, and stay accountable. Provides direction, purpose, motivation, inspiration. So SMART goals. SMART goals are well-defined, structured goals. So the S in SMART is specific. You got to clearly state what you want to accomplish. Your goals can't be iffy, wishy-washy, bouncing around. If you're really trying to go get something and accomplish something, you got to have that laid out. The M, measurable. Establish criteria for tracking progress and determining when the goal is achieved. Measurable, meaning you have to be able to see it. You have to be able to see the growth and see it coming into play. You can't have a goal that's so far-fetched that there's no way you can even begin to stair step. You gotta have a ladder to climb. You gotta have some stairs to move up. So it's gotta be measurable. It's also gotta be achievable. We gotta have realistic goals. It's gotta be obtainable. Again, this comes into knowing our skills, knowing what we're good at. if we're terrible at math, we probably shouldn't be an accountant, just flat out, you know? It's just, you know, if you hate being outside in the heat, you probably shouldn't go work construction. Like, just, you know, just, you gotta think about it, it makes sense. It's gotta be realistic, gotta be achievable for you. Relevant is what the R stands for. Align the goal with an individual's overall objective. So it's gotta flow. It's gotta go hand in hand. You can't just have a goal and be working over here and expect to achieve this goal, right? It's gotta be relevant. We gotta be working in the same ballpark to move up that staircase. Time bound. So as far as time bound, if we set a goal and we don't put a time limit and expectation on it, are we really gonna push ourselves to finish that goal? Are we really gonna go get it done? Same with homework. If I just gave y'all a bunch of assignments and was like, y'all don't have a due date, just, you know, do them. Are y'all gonna do that? Definitely not. Definitely not. So, you know, set a goal. It's okay to not, like, say we set a goal for 2026. If we don't reach it by 2026, that's okay. We can back that goal up, but at least we shot for 2026. Some examples: I will increase my monthly website traffic by 20% within the next 3 months by implementing SEO strategies and promoting content on social media platforms. Right. Must be considered when choosing a career path, skills and interests. They gave it a whole slide. That's how important it is. Affect job satisfaction and success. Like I said earlier, if you ain't good at the job, I mean, if you can't do the skill that the job requires, you're not going to be good at the job, flat out. Skills are the practical abilities which provide the ability to perform specific tasks effectively. For example, a student who likes to help people and is good at science might consider a career in the medical field. Right? Makes sense. Just like I said a second ago, vice versa. You're good at math, maybe you want to be an accountant. You like the human body, maybe you want to be a physical therapist. You know, stuff like that. Talents and abilities, again, same gist, same idea. Work-life balance. This is an extremely important one that a lot of us overlook. We don't really think about. Whether you got a family, you know, you like doing other stuff. Everybody likes their own personal time. This is something you got to think about. Work-life balance is the way an individual manages time and energy between career and home. Obviously, most of us value our home life more than our career life. And that's okay, but we have to find that balance. We can't love the house so much that we're not getting any work done. You don't want to love work so much and be so invested in work you don't ever get to see your families. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do both ways. You know, it happens. You got to choose what is right for you. Some people's okay with working their whole life. Some people love to work. Find what works for you. So job outlook, this refers to the demand and availability of the job. Pretty much, am I going to be able to get this job a bunch of places? If I move to this little small town, am I going to be able to get a job here? Is this a business that's going to continue to grow? Or is this a business that's probably going to die out in the next 5 or 10 years? We got to look for the demand and the availability of the job also. Because there might be some jobs that we really love, but this area might not provide that job. So you might have to move away from this, our little town right here, and go somewhere else to find the job you like. So you got to do some job outlook, you got to search. It is important to consider when making career decisions. If a career field is shrinking or opportunities to enter a field are rare, working harder and smarter to gain employment will be necessary. Some people thrive when faced with tough competition, while others prefer stability and job security. So again, it falls on preference. Are you a guy that wants to go to work and fight for his job every day? Are you more of a guy that wants to for sure go home at night and not have to worry about having a job when he wakes up in the morning? Work environment, this is also important to consider. There's a lot of range of work environments. We got construction sites, storefront, offices, people work out of their vehicles. Again, who do you like to be around? Are you a real communicative person? Are you real outgoing? Do you like to talk? Do you like to stay to yourself? You have to consider these things when you get a job. If it's a job you really like, but you like to be quiet, you don't like to say much, but it requires you to talk, you might want to reconsider, or you might better like to start talking. So those are things you got to consider: the environment that you're going to be in, the setting that you're going to have to deal with day in, day out. Some jobs require physical activity, while others are sitting or standing during the day. You know, if go back to construction worker, you know, you're moving a lot, you're working pretty hard. You know, say you're like a security guard on post somewhere, you're just standing all day, just standing. Like, you got to think about that. Are your feet and legs willing to just stand there for 8 hours? You know, those are stuff you got to consider. I tell you, working in the sun sucks. I love sitting behind the desk. I did construction 2 years before I did this. I'll probably never work in the sun again. It's jarring. So those are stuff you gotta consider. So another thing to consider are the benefits of your job. These are services or rights provided by employers in addition to wages or salary. This can be health, dental, life insurance, paid vacation time, sick leave, retirement plan option. Retirement's a huge one. You know, that's money coming in once you get done working. For a lot of people, the paid vacation time and sick leave is huge. People want their 2 or 3 weeks off to take a vacation. So these are things you've got to look into before you dive into a career. Then our last slide here. Last thing to really consider when we're diving in, I mean there's a bunch more, but the last big one to consider is educational requirements. We got to explore and see what degrees or certifications are needed in order to do the job. A lot of different jobs require a lot of different certifications, license, I don't even know what else on the top of my head, but they require a bunch of different stuff. So some of the things might include degrees, certificates, networking, internships, job shadowing. A lot of people require experience, and that's hard coming fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, because they want you to have experience. You know, that's something you've got to consider. So now I need y'all to read over this little sheet. Take 2 or 3 minutes to read over this. once y'all read over that first sheet I gave you, once you read over the first sheet I gave you real quick, the second sheet has, it looks like a bunch of instructions, but it's really not. On the back of the second sheet, it has a chart. In each one of those, we need 2 points, 2 bullet points, for each slot. We got strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You are gonna write down a career goal, and for that career goal, you're gonna base that chart off the career goal, right? So you're gonna write down a career goal, a smart one. It gives you 2 examples on the first, or on the second sheet I gave you. It gives you 2 examples. You're gonna write your goal down underneath the chart, and then put 2 bullets in each chart, in each box of the chart. That first sheet I gave you explains each section. If you got any questions, or you can holler at me. Just 2 bullets in each of those boxes. That chart on the back of it. we're about to move on to this next thing. It goes hand in hand. It's just a little deeper and it's got more. So now, using the job you just chose and two more, there's a chart on the back of the first page that we need to fill out for 3 careers. It's just talking about the career name, the responsibilities, the salary, the outlook, just the basic stuff about the career that you choose. I want to do 3 careers that you like, and I just want you to get to know about that career a little bit. All the directions are on this first page, but pretty much everything I just said is all we're doing. You can use your desktop computer, your iPad, use your phone to look this up, whatever you want to do. I need you to find this information and fill out this chart. Alright, so the last thing we got, same 10 questions as at the beginning. As you finish up, turn that in, and that'll be it. Is that everything?